Okay, I entered this trade. I feel pretty good about it. Um, Basically, this is the 15 minute. We came back, we retested this neckline on here. So 1, 2, 3, 4 wicks, 1, 2, 3, 4 wicks on there. We came back. We got a type 1 engulfing as well too, which means the lower time frame, like the 1 minute, will just flip in. Like we can get in right there and then we'll just flip. And we put our stops above the lower high right here because we're just taking like a proper trade. Um, so we got this is gonna be here. We passed the challenge. I took the challenge on account ending in 768. 768. Just so I know. So basically now I'm just gonna journal this. So like I already have uh, USDmxn. It was pro trend in New York. We're going shorts. We came back at a weekly area. No, this was not a weekly. This was a massive. So let's go one, but it's a strong candle, pro trend. Perfect. We were retesting. I didn't even check what it was, but it was probably a 4 hour, probably a daily. Um, Time frame alignment. Not really retesting it. Well, if you go 2023 there, there's probably like an area of interest in all of this. So we could be at an area of interest. Um, okay, so we need screenshots of everything. You can see the weekly. This is what the weekly looked like at the time. And we're just gonna go in. That was the weekly. Daily, 4 hour pullback and a rejection candle. So we did get that. There, got the rejection confirmation. First half and second half of the 2 hour. Let me just make this a bit easier to see. The 15-minute well, the 30-minute also shifted structure. This was like, this is what I really like, the 30-minute shifted structure there. So let's do a 30-minute and a 15-minute. We should just do this copy image. That way you put the 15 and a 30-minute in here. It's the 15. And we didn't go off the 1 minute trend, but let's see what the 1 minute is saying anyways. We don't want to see any of these on here when we're taking it. I don't want to see that either. Okay, it was at 9:15 it had to be. Oh, 4:29. 9. Cells on account 5678768. Okay. All right, that's good. And let's go back to here. So time frame alignment, we had all of these aligned at the time that we took the trade, I'm pretty sure. Okay, 1 minute was, 5 minute was, because 5 minute broke strand there. Um, the 15 minute was, the 30 minute was, broke trend right, structure right there. The 1 hour, we broke structure right here, so the 1 hour is bearish. The 2 hour, 2 hour broke structure right here, so the 2 hour is bearish. The 4 hour broke structure, so 4 hours bearish. The daily bearish, and the weekly bearish. That's how you sync all the time frames. It just takes a lot of patience to do it, but it does happen. And then yeah, okay, so we got all the time frames in sync. We had a proper daily pullback. And we did pull back to the 0.75. I'll make sure we didn't do any schematic violations on the 4 hour. I'm pretty sure we didn't. It would have been nicer to get in earlier because this, like, do we even have this? If this was our take profit, do we even have 2 hour? We don't. So let's see what happens. We definitely can't take an entry on here, so maybe I'll just blast through. So let's see what happens there. Um, what else was I going to do? Rejection time was the New York, so it was 7 a.m. close, and it was a bearish engulfing. Time was in, I would say, the second hour in the 101 candle, 1 hour session was definitely in the second 30 minute. Neckline was a 15 minute neckline. Entry time frame was in sync, correct? In session, proper retest. Yeah, that was really good because, like, remember how I don't know if I'll show the other part of this because I have to find video to upload it, but when it was pulling back here and it retested here, remember how this engulfed it, created a type 1. So I was like, I don't want to trade against that because when it creates a type 1, the lower time frame is going to shift, pull back, and then go. So that's what happened here. So it pulled all the way back up here, and we made sure that we had all the wicks. So you can see 1 wick, 2 wick, 3 wick, 4 wick, and we got a nice type 1 rejection off of this. So this means it broke the high and broke the low. So there's a lot of volume. And it happened in the first period. So there is just like that's the reason why I was like thinking like, okay, it's a weekly wick pullback, okay? A weekly wick pullback. It has to happen early in the week, which means the top wick has to be made, early in the week, so like Tuesday, and then for the rest of the week, Wednesday, Friday, then you push down, right? So we had that. The daily, we have the proper pullback. The daily is also bearish. And the 4 hour, we had the same thing where we broke the high and broke the low. So all of this is just saying like this is a quick momentum move, right? So that's what we're trying to catch on here. I think that is pretty much it. Let's finish up the journal. Let's see what we got on here. Um, was there a negative confluence? Okay, we got the rejection candle. We didn't execute there. Execute an invalid, nope. Execute invalid, nope. Execute an invalid retest, no, we got a proper retest. Without reaching, no, we definitely reach. Executing when you have, when I have what is this? When you have proof of wins. Not executing when you have proof of wins. Okay. Yeah, I did see that. So I did execute. Removing stop loss and not accepting risk. No, we definitely put a stop loss on. Trading after the weekly tapped into. No, we didn't hit take profit. Not closing trade at 3 hour. We're not there yet. Closing trade before TP. We're not going to do that. Or stop loss. Executing without a proper daily pullback. We had that. Executing on the third candle after a daily accumulation breakout. No, it's not. Executing against a weekly bias. No, we were with the weekly bias, so we didn't do any negative confluences. Proper entry. See, entry signal was on the 15-minute. We did execute it. We took it at 9:15. This is like the highest probability trade. Like today's Tuesday, 29th. And then I'm just gonna go like perfection. Okay, so there's no negative confluences. Yeah, I do feel pretty good about this trade actually. So I'm using that as like my emotions as like a confluence as well too, right? To detect how I feel. Because before I wasn't feeling 100%, but now I am feeling 100%. And I would say the main thing is just setting the alerts. The alerts, when you get a retest, the alerts when you get a break, kind of just sets your mind free. Don't do the close bar, just do the regular alerts. Anyways, I think this is going on for too long. Let's hang on to it and see what happens. Journal entry done. And then we're just going to go on and see what happens from there.